Hey guys, it's your boy Aijalonwallace back again with another banger video. I'm here today with Floyd and Jonica. Did I say your name right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And today we're going to be talking to the both of them about moving abroad and living in the Philippines and some of the culture differences of dating as an American and a Filipina as well. So welcome to the channel, guys. Man. You guys are famous.
I mean, I guess you could say that. To me, it's always a surreal moment because I forget, like, oh, I have, X amount of subscribers, but to myself, I'm just a normal guy. Like, I'm very humble.
You know what my favorite video of yours is?
Yeah.
It's your mama.
Excited to see her try Jollibee spaghetti because I knew it would be an instant hit. And it was.
Okay. Yes. Now my mom is famous. That's like 7 million views. I have not made a video to top that yet.
I love.
Shout out to my mom. Yeah.
I love that. So I'm curious, what's the love story in a quick version? Like, how do you guys meet? And
you want to tell the story?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Who tells it better?
I usually tell it better. It's a lot quicker. There's a lot of details, but I'll get to the short one. So this was a couple of years back, about 3.5 years ago.
COVID.
Yeah, there you go. And I had just got out of a nasty relationship, so I'm single as a Pringle, ready to mingle.
You walk fast. I'm dating cousin Craig. What's your name?
Carla.
Craig and Carla. That sound good together, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Yes.
But it was also a good year for me because I did very well in my business that year. And I thought, let me just treat myself. I'm single. Let me go somewhere, book a trip. Yeah. And I had a couple of places in mind. Spot, Puerto Rico. They got hit with a hurricane and an earthquake within like 30 days back to back. Puerto Rico was out.
Yeah.
Someone recommended South Africa, which sounded cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about South Africa. That was too foreign.
Yeah.
Last resort ended up being the Philippines. Around that time, I had a Filipina VA who was working in my real estate business.
Yeah.
And so, we would just chop it up, talk. And she said, well, why don't you come to the Philippines? And I said, you know what? Let me look into it, do a little bit of research. So I end up setting my plans to make it out to the Philippines.
Wow.
But I thought, let me download some dating apps. Let me see what the ladies are like out there. And
what apps?
Man, I had everything from Tinder, OkCupid, Bumble, all of that stuff. And we ended up, really hitting it off on OkCupid. Not a sponsor, but
we met on OkCupid.
Really?
Keep going.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. But yeah, things really just clicked, and we ended up jumping on a FaceTime call. Conversation was strong.
Really?
And from there, I was set to not only come out to the Philippines, but come out here to meet her. And I got out here.
Yeah.
3-week trip. We spent every single day together. Wow. So I literally went from meeting a stranger from a dating app to, now 3 years strong in a relationship.
How long did you talk before you came over from?
How long was it? Probably like 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months?
Yes.
Oh, you guys beat us. We're 4. Okay.
I had to make sure, bro. That plane ticket is expensive. I just can't come out here for.
Well, it's so funny, and it's interesting. A lot of black men in America, we always say how a lot of brothers don't travel to the Philippines or Thailand because the flights are so expensive. So often they go to South America, to Dominican Republic, to Puerto Rico because you can find $100 flights, $200 flights. So you're not seeing that many brothers flying abroad to Asia still to this day as well. So that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
So you're here for 3 weeks and then you decide you're just gonna stay or you come back?
No, so I left and I came back and I kept coming back. Like I would, come out every 4 to 6 months and
he came here for like 3 times before he decided to move.
Really?
Here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the type of person where I have to know where I'm living. I got to know my surroundings.
You're just like me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know there are some people who move to places like on a whim. I've met some expats. They said, I booked a one-way ticket.
No.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
No, we got to survive out here.
Yeah.
So wait, so you, Jonathan, you never wanted to go to America, because there's this huge stereotype. When I met my Joey, my Filipino girlfriend, she was so like, no, we're not going to America. I don't want to be there. I don't feel safe. I'm like, oh, we on the same page. I'm like, I love it. So, what was your, what's your perspective of
So,
going abroad?
I've been to the US one time for an
Yeah.
internship. Well,
Mhm.
I loved it there. It's okay, it's a vibe,
Yep.
whatever. But
Right.
I love that he wanted to move here,
Hmm.
and we don't have to have that. We don't have to figure out at least for now
Yeah.
how to be together because he made the initiative to move here.
I love that.
Yeah. So
I love that.
that also is like how I tested his sincerity
Yeah.
because he's moving like from like miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
To a
one,
foreign country.
yeah.
Hmm.
So about America, I like the country, but maybe in the future, if we
Yeah.
have kids, I would love my kids to see America as
Yeah.
well. But I'm happy like living here with him.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What's I wanted to ask you. I just lost your train of thought. I had a question, a really good question on my head. It was right there. I wanted to ask. There's this huge stereotype. So recently, me and Jovelyn went back to our hometown. We went to, I always butcher it, but Bacaloa. Did I get the accent right, baby?
Bacolod.
Bacaloa, yes. So we recently went there, and she was just telling me how a lot of women are raised to look at foreigners as investment, as an opportunity, as a way of getting out of their circumstance. And both of your situations are different because you have a full time job.
Yes.
And often when we see foreigners that date Asian women, a lot of them sometimes tend not to work, some do work. But when you both got together, you were just like, I still want to remain independent. I still want to have my own.
Right.
I'm a boss. I'm a badass.
Yes.
That was you.
Yes, so kind of like Jovi, I don't like the, stereotype.
Yep.
Also, I feel like sometimes it has to be balanced. So
Yeah.
if he's contributing, I also want to contribute.
Yeah.
And also, I have like some dreams of my own that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Or if I want to save money, I could save money but put it in like a savings together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm contributing. So that's
so rare.
Yeah. And every time I see it on a comment section, I have to like respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, excuse me, I have an education, I actually work, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it is true that there are Filipino women who sadly would
Yeah.
go that route.
Yep.
But I think it's time for like also women like us
Yeah.
to change that stereotype.
Yeah. That's
It's not becoming like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm an independent woman. I'm a strong independent woman.
Here's your bill. Thanks.
I got it. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need you to pay for my meal.
It's
Yeah.
not that. It's just breaking the stereotype.
You want to contribute to the relationship.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. It's funny. Me and Joey, we were out at a restaurant in the Promise area, and we came across two white foreigners and two Filipinas, and they were speaking in Tagalog about bragging about how these foreigners just gave them $500. And he's gonna give me more money whenever I ask for it.
Show me the money.
Dang.
And this girl was like 20, 18 years old. The guy was 50 years old. And I was like, oh man, I feel so bad for you. But I guess everyone's being used in a situation like that, So I guess in your situation, Floyd, how did you know it was true love, or how did you know that she was the one?
That's a great question. I would say it's just knowing more about her background.
Yeah.
So, Jonica comes from a middle class family. Her dad works. By the way, dad supported everybody, mom and 3 kids, which I really admire
Yeah.
because that's how, my father was
Yeah.
when I was growing up. He was, the primary breadwinner, and my mom, even though my mom had some jobs here and there, my dad really held it down.
Wow.
So that was one thing that we can relate on. It was also the fact that she had been to America before. So I knew that she was more open-minded. I think some of the issues related to dating in the Philippines is that some foreigners get with Filipinas where all they know is their province.
Hmm.
That's all they know. So if you're the foreigner who's coming in with money, yeah, of course you look like an ATM.
Yeah.
Because they're not exposed to anything outside of their province.
Mm.
So I think it was a little bit of that, and just the fact that she was already working, so we had an understanding on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first time when we were talking, I told her, I said, hey, I don't want you working a job. I would just rather you work for me, and because I'm thinking differently.
Yeah.
I already know what that 9-to-5 grind is like, and I'm thinking we can do more together.
It was a discussion on that when he said, I don't want you working. I'm like,
most people want to borrow sugar or even ketchup. You want to borrow my car? Hell no.
I think when women hear that, they make it seem like, oh, I'm going to be, housewife slave or something like that. Like, I'm going to just be cooking, cleaning, and nothing else. But
that's a really good point.
It's more of we can win faster together.
Oh, man.
It's more of that. But
we went through that when she first moved to Thailand. And Jovi did not quit her job. Sadly enough, her job fired her because she moved to Thailand.
Blessing in disguise, bro.
Blessing in disguise. But yeah, it was on the same page. Yeah. We started working together. And with my lifestyle, I like to get up and go. I'm a very spontaneous. I'm the guy at the filling station at 2 a.m. Yo, let's go get some pancakes right now. So I'm one of those random type of people. And Jovi understand I'm very spontaneous, and so it really helped our connection grow stronger. Yeah. But of course, we clash a lot as well. So are there cultural differences, I guess, when dating each other? Because me and Jovi, we still have a lot of arguments, But I guess it's healthy because we're getting to the stage where we're resolving them much quicker.
Right.
So that was the struggle when we first started dating. The I guess emotional intelligence, communicating, empathizing, and expressing yourself. Jovi always say how as Americans we like to resolve problems fast, and she would take a whole day to come and apologize. I'm like, we got stuff to do. We gotta go out. We gotta
right.
Hurry up and get this out the way. Apologize already so we can go.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you both?
Yeah. It sounds like we've been living the same life, bro.
Right?
Just in 2 different countries.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been about the same, and I think those cultural differences just come down to how we communicate, how we resolve things. She is more passive when it comes to things, so she'll be tampo. I'm pretty sure you've heard that word 100 times. She'll be upset.
Wow.
And for me, if I'm upset, I want to talk things out.
Yep.
I want to hey, what's wrong? Yep. What did I do wrong? What did you do wrong? Yep. If I need to apologize, sure, I'll apologize. If you need to apologize, sure, apologize. Let's squash it. Let's move on. Because I'm the same way. I got other stuff to do. I don't got time to be walking around the apartment mad, booted up. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't have time for that.
I hate it.
But also, this I gotta admit, sometimes it's hard to say sorry as a woman.
Yeah.
Do you experience that too?
Oh.
Sometimes I don't even want to admit that I was wrong because I want him to say sorry.
She waited. We got into an argument before we got on the flight. She waited till we were 30,000 feet in the air.
Yep.
When there was turbulence going on. 30,000 feet in the air to say she was sorry. I'm like, wait, why couldn't you say this on lower grounds? So yes, it's a beautiful and interesting thing. I think as Americans, what was the struggle for us dating when we first started dating is everything is so fast for us.
Right.
And I never realized how fast I talk, how fast I walk, how fast I move. Like I'm like this.
Yeah.
And Joey's like, she's the turtle. She's I'm going fast. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so going back to the cost of living in the Philippines. How has that been for you transitioning from America as far as affordability? Do you feel like you're in the top 1% living here? Because, that's something a lot of Americans, start to see when they do come abroad sometimes. And it's not something to brag about, but it's just one of those situations where I felt like when I used to go to Whole Foods or Kroger's in America, Woo! I'm seeing a $500 bill. I'm seeing $12 strawberries for organic strawberries. I don't even know what makes it strawberry organic. Like,
Right?
you know, you just put the word organic on it, and I gotta pay $5 for this big ass berry,
Mhm.
and it's just like, you know, so you know, so I'm sorry, I'm reminiscing. But so, what does it feel like, man? You know,
Yeah.
financially and making that transition here, moving abroad to the Philippines.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah,
So, just to paint the picture with some real world numbers, I
Yeah.
remember in the States,
Yep.
my rent alone was around $1,500.
Sounds about right.
That's just
For an
rent.
apartment, right?
Yeah, for 1 bedroom apartment,
Exactly.
living in Houston. I was in a pretty good area, about 5 minutes from downtown
Amenities?
Houston. Yeah, we had a pool,
Okay.
gym,
Nice.
co-working space.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was pretty chill.
Yep.
Now, that's just rent.
Yep.
We got
car insurance.
internet,
Mm.
car insurance,
Yep.
groceries.
Yep.
Then I have, my business expenses. So when we
Yeah.
tack on all of that
Oh,
stuff,
man.
we're looking at easy
Yeah.
2,500, maybe even 3K some
Exactly.
months.
I don't know how it works in Houston. Not to cut you off. I was
Mhm.
explaining to Joey. She didn't understand. Car insurance is based on the safety of your neighborhood. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know, I would use my grandmother's insurance for cheaper car insurance. But
Mhm.
if you were in a rougher neighborhood,
Yeah.
there are people in Detroit paying $400 or $500. Teachers, you know, your low salary people, they have to pay more money due to the poverty that they're living
Right.
in as well.
Mm.
So it's crazy. So you're 2,500, 3,000 expenses.
Yeah.
And then you come here, and what does that look like now? You know, what does that look like for you?
So my total monthly expenses,
Wow.
it's the cost of my rent in Houston.
Yeah.
So about
Yeah.
1,600 a month. That's all of my monthly expenses out here.
Wow.
So a significant drop. I think it's like right around like 40, maybe 50%.
Yeah.
It could be 60%,
That's
give or
amazing.
take. So yeah.
And you're young.
Yeah. Well, youngish. I just made 31, but
Yeah, 31 is young.
But yeah.
What's so funny, my mom called me up and said, baby, they just raised the age of retirement in America. And I was like, well, the average life expectancy is 70 years old in America.
Mhm.
And I think they raised the age to 63, 65.
Dang.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I only got 5 more years to live? Once I retire?
It's a trap.
And it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really bad.
Right.
And, you know, so you come here, and I feel like what I was explaining to Joey when we started traveling, I was like, the greatest gift and the greatest secret to living a life like this is that you can reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
You can be anybody you want to be. Every time, like when we go to a different city, I'm a whole nother. I'm Magic. I'm Michael. I'm Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm all of them.
Right.
You know, like I'm a whole new person.
Yeah.
And I love that you can start over and just have a fresh start.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that back home because you got to deal with the BS, the same friends, the bad management, the work culture. So you both have been living abroad. You know, you both are living here, and finances are good. And how would you say that has made your lifestyle easier? I mean, like, what are things that you used to worry about that you don't worry about anymore? You know, here in the Philippines.
That's a great question. I mean, it's a few things. Number one, car insurance.
Yeah.
I don't own a car. I don't need to own a car. Now, I could get one, but I live in a walkable area. It's a metropolitan area, so I can walk to most places.
Yeah.
Or I can just, get the transportation, local transportation, or a quick grab ride.
Yeah.
It might be like $1,
Yeah.
maybe $2 to get here and there. So I don't have to worry about that. Groceries are more affordable. I know price of eggs went up.
Yeah.
So I don't have to decide between paying rent and buying groceries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then just to touch on reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
When I came out here, I reinvented myself because my first trip, I wasn't a content creator.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. A lot of people tend to think, oh, you've been creating content forever. I've only been doing content for up to 2 years now.
Wow.
So I came out here on my second trip,
Yeah.
reinvented myself, started doing content. It started really taking off, and I just kept going and going. And I really had a mission to live here full time, make content out here, and I made that happen.
Wow.
Even though I had to go back to the United States. People didn't know that. I had to go back to the United States, still be posting content. I would get collabs. People would hit me up and they would say, hey, Floyd, you're in the Philippines. I'm like, I'm really in the States right now. So I had to, just keep coming back out here. But about a year ago, I finally pulled the trigger
Yeah.
and was able to move out here. And
Made it official.
yeah, and it's been great.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
What I guess to a lot of people out there that aspires to be, a digital nomad or live abroad or take the leap of faith like you did. So 'cause you're extremely young. I know that you may not feel it, but you are extremely young to be doing what you're doing. What would you say to the people out there that are looking for additional streams of income, but they don't know how to make money? They don't know how to get started. What advice would you give to them if they want to be in the same position as you?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Get a skill set.
Okay.
Get a skill set. I don't care if it's sales, marketing, trading, crypto, IT, whatever it is, get some type of skill set because it's because of the skill set. That's the thing that allowed me to move abroad. I never would have imagined I could live abroad if it wasn't for the skill set. And for all of those people wondering, am I a full-time content creator? I'm not even a full-time content creator. I work from 9 p.m. up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I take a couple hours of sleep, and then guess what? I get up and I go shoot videos and make content. So right now, it's part-time income and content creation. And in the next couple of months, I'll probably be full-time. But I still have my full-time job that I had in the United States. It's, remote. And yeah, that works.
Yeah, man. Same here. I think sometimes people look at the Instagram stories. They're looking at us, the fancy restaurants.
Yeah.
This whole week, Jovi, I'm up from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I'm talking to my students. I'm coaching people.
Yeah.
I'm doing recruiting. And then Jovi gets mad at me because I didn't cuddle with her.
Gotta get this bread.
I'm like, I gotta make some money.
Yeah.
Money, baby. So I'm getting cussed out. But yes, it doesn't stop.
Right.
And I try to explain to a lot of people who want to come live abroad, you have to have the discipline to wake up at night and work, because if you don't have that discipline, there are a lot of homeless foreigners in the Philippines, in Thailand, and Americans, on the streets. Yeah. And a lot of people do not believe it at the end of the day as well. I guess what advice would you give to a foreigner trying to search for love in the Philippines? How would they know if it's real or if it's false? Like what tests can foreigners give Filipinos, let's just say, because I have majority men on my channel. But what test could a foreigner give a Filipino to see if they were really sincerely into them?
Well, that's kind of hard.
I mean, it's an innocent test, nothing too extreme, but how would you know that, because in your situation, you're telling Floyd, hey, I got the bill. That already is rare. And as far as my situation, Jovi bought her plane ticket to Thailand before I even knew it.
Wow.
So she bought the ticket and moved over, before I even knew it. So I've never had someone do that before ever in my life. So
I guess, like, for example, if you're still just talking virtually, long distance, try to see if like this person is just only asking money from you, or constantly just bringing up like how she doesn't have this or she doesn't have that, kind of like trying to make you feel pity about her situation.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like a red flag for me, because it's gonna make the person or the guy like feel bad for the girl, and then they end up like sending money, and then that's where the scamming starts. So I think it's more of, if the person is really, or if the woman or the Filipino is trying to really get to know you, instead of like her bringing up some situations in her life that are not so good. But if this girl is really like trying to get to know you, and trying to make really good connection with you, then that's how you would know that this person has good intention.
Yeah, that's good. What I love about the both of you story is that you spoke online for 6 months. Same as me and Joey. Back in my day when I was a different person, I didn't really speak to people online for 4 months, 5 months. I would have these dates immediately. I would meet them in person. And so it's kind of like you're forced to love that person in a different way. Because when the physical part comes into play, you don't know if it's lust. You don't know. It's a lot of emotions that's come with it. But when you genuinely, I tell Jovi all the time, she doesn't like it when I say this, but when we were talking for 4 months, it was raw. It was no makeup. It was her
Same.
call center. She's working for Comcast. She's speaking to 10 customers. I'm listening to the calls. We're showering on the phone together. It was just raw. It was like super raw, and I love that because you know we get all glamour up and we look good,
Right.
and you know I remember Joey. Well, it's a funny situation. I don't like to brag about this, but Joey was like, I didn't know you were bald, you know, because I sprayed black hairspray in my hair. And she was like, you catfish me. And I was like, oh, no, it's just a black thing. It's all right. It's not catfish. It's a black thing. It's all right. But, you know, so it was funny. But what I loved about, you know, that's what I love about you guys' situation. You're talking for 6 months, and you're completely learning everything about each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess, you know, I'm curious. Another question I want to ask you. You both mentioned marriage earlier before you came in the house, and I'm curious about your thoughts about marriage in the Philippines because it seems that it is a situation that's in favor of the woman more so than the foreigner man. And you know, kind of like in America, when it comes to abortion, a lot of men don't have rights when it comes to abortion, which I don't really feel that they should. I don't want nobody coming after me. It is a woman's body; it's her choice. But here in the Philippines, when it comes to marriage, it seems that you cannot get a divorce. And we recently interviewed a famous YouTuber on our channel called Gio in the Philippines, and he mentioned how when he went through the divorce process, he actually had to go back to America to get undivorced and be listed as single, but technically the Filipina is still married to him in the Philippines. So, what are your thoughts? You know, like I'm just curious if a foreigner. I don't want you. I mean, I'm just curious if a foreigner wanted to marry. Would you advise a foreigner to marry outside of the Philippines for more protection, or would you say there are benefits to being married? I know that one should not think of getting divorced, but people change.
That's
And,
true.
you know,
That's
so
true.
I mean, what were your thoughts about it? I don't know.
So I think there are some pros and cons to marrying here and marrying abroad.
Yeah.
So if you think like you trust each other so much and you know you plan to marry abroad, then I think both of you would understand.
Yeah.
If you are like like equal of each other.
Yeah.
And if you are going to marry here in the Philippines, that is true that it is mostly in favor of the woman. I mean, as far as I know, because even foreigners cannot own lands here and all of that. So just to protect the foreigner's self too, I mean, maybe he could explain to the woman that, hey, maybe we should get married outside of the country. And if you both like trust each other and you know each other really well, then I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a case by case basis. It also just depends on your lifestyle, your goals, what you envision in your relationship. For me personally, I want Jonica to come to America to visit my family.
Right.
So there is a benefit to us getting married in the Philippines because there are certain visas that we can apply for, like a spousal visa, that makes it easier for her to get to America. So there are some men who say, don't take your Filipina out of the Philippines.
They said,
I think it's a case by case basis. Like, I'm not afraid of Jonica being westernized because number one, she's already been to America.
Yeah.
She already knows about America. She spent, you know, a year or 2 years in America before we even met.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
Yep.
And I just think it's just case by case thing.
Also, he could get like permanent residency here if he were to marry a Filipina.
Right.
Or it could even be like a citizenship.
Get full benefits. Immediately as well.
Spousal visa.
Yeah, spousal visa. So there's both like
pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons and advantage and disadvantages to you know marrying here. But I think like what you have, like I said, you just need to protect yourself from women that has bad intention.
Yeah.
So this is a question for you, Jonathan. So I recently went to Jolene's hometown, and I was a celebrity. I was LeBron James. I was the sexiest guy in the city, and you know. So I'm curious: do you get jealous, and do you feel that you know there's a lot of Oh, it's a lot of Filipinas trying to get your man, girl. You know, like tell me. Tell me.
You want to mention the polka dot chick?
You got a story.
Oh, okay.
Tell me a
So
story.
I think this was first trip, second.
Yeah, first and second
Okay,
trip.
so it's one of his trip. He hasn't moved here just yet, and this has happened like a couple of times too. But there was this one woman when we were like at a restaurant,
Yeah.
and she was like sitting directly
Across
opposite,
from us.
yeah, across from us, and I just kept noticing like every now and then she would like look at our direction, and it's more so towards him. And then at some point she's like doing this, and I'm like, girl, no.
Oh, you had to go check her?
No, I didn't have to do that.
I've checked people for
Really?
I walked up to a guy and said, "Hey man, can you turn your direction? Like, can you change your head?" And I try to. Jolene has being American, we have survival mode mindset. So Jolene has a very innocent mindset sometimes. So when it comes to the way when she goes outside, like I make her walk on the, I walk on the curbside.
Same.
I make sure just. I protect her, I open the door and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's the cultural differences. But I guess going back to the demand of black men in the Philippines, you would say that would you say that Filipinos are more attracted to black men than white foreigner men?
I would say, well, I hate to say this, but I think most Filipinos are more attractive to Caucasians.
Caucasian.
Yes. I think so. I think it's because they have it's more of like I don't want to say it. Okay, so if like for example, before I left the country, my first time leaving the country, I was also like only attracted to people that are white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because culturally,
yes,
it's implemented into the system. Yeah.
Yeah, I know this is controversial, but
it's not.
Yeah. Okay. So when I started like stepping out of my comfort zone, and I see different types of people from other nationalities, other culture, I started like having different point of view of what's beautiful. You know what I mean? And then,
I'm a mind that's you talk. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love. I know holy and I know that devil. That the Baba frayo, my ayo, don't cry yo. And if you go and shadow, and if you go and shadow, and if you go and shadow, I did what I got when them kills over my. I did try to buy moto, Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover.